All the way. Two more. Effort. Yeah, can't fake this shit, man. Can't fake this shit. All right, welcome back, OG fam, to the OneGym YouTube. We're down here at OneGym Port Melbourne today for legs. But we're also joined by one team members, EVA and HANNAH. So they're down from Olympian Gym in Sydney. Shout out to Olympian Gym. If you don't follow them on Instagram. We have EVA and HANNAH. They're part of the One Team fam. So currently we are about 12-ish weeks out from the first comp or season B for the IFBB Pro League. We have HANNAH in figure and we have EVA in physique. Okay, so make sure to follow them, Olympian Gym. Follow their journey to the stage because these girls are looking epic. I'm really pumped to see them take the stage because they're going to do some real damage. They're not going to show up just to make up the numbers. From the way they're looking at this far out, we're going to be looking to really push the top spots in both classes respectively as well. So follow their progress into this next season. Now, enough of that. We are here today to train legs. So, funny story, when I first sort of hooked up with EVA and HANNAH, and they said to me, Mike, we train fucking hard. I said, okay. I said, I train hard as well. So why don't you come down to Melbourne and we'll train hard together. So the first time we trained together was amazing. I mean, pushing each other to limits as well. And it's really, it reminded me personally of what, again, why I started training. All of you all know that, training is my thing. Really saved me from a place where I was in my life and brought me to where I am today. And it's one area that I love connecting with like-minded people in. And EVA and HANNAH obviously are really driven, in business, in what they've achieved with the gym and personally, and that translates over to their training. So it's really enjoyable for me to hook up with these kind of people like EVA and HANNAH who love hard training, because when we get together in the gym, it's a party, and especially for legs, because everyone knows legs takes a little something special, a little sprinkle of crazy to hang with Mike on leg day. And these girls definitely have what it takes, which you'll see as well. In saying that, I know they are depleted. They're dieting, really lean as well. So we're going to push them as much as we can. I also have in mind that they are dieting at the moment. So with that in mind, I've also got a little bit of a lower back and knee injury playing on me as well at the moment. So we'll do what we can. We'll work around these little niggles. We'll work around the flatness that these girls will be feeling as well. You guys are mic'd up, but look, is there anything that you guys want to sort of add? Shout out to Olympian Gym as well, please. Jump aboard, maybe introduce a bit about Olympian Gym, how long it's been around for and whatever else.
So Olympian Gym's been around for about 12 years and it's come a long way. It's had about three refurbs, a relocation during lockdown, so there's a lot of work's been put in, and
Olympian Gym, guys, is like, it's fully kitted out. So when I sort of first met HANNAH and EVA, I didn't know much about it, but again, there's lots of gyms around all Australia. But then when I asked people, Olympian Gym out in Wetherill Park in Sydney, and people were going, is that the one that had just moved? And I said, yeah. They said, that's got some crazy equipment. So, HANNAH and EVA have sort of been around for a long time now. But also, what I really love about Olympian Gym is the fact that they haven't been afraid to invest in really good equipment, for their members. And it's something that's so rare these days, is giving back to members in good quality equipment. And also, the mindset of constantly upgrading, constantly evolving, constantly doing more and more, which these guys are always doing. They've got a power bar there, similar to what we have here as well, where they make obviously all the best, tasting and nutritious smoothies, little snacks as well, coffees. So similar concept to what we have here as well. Again, giving back to their members a real experience when they walk through the doors. So Wetherill Park in New South Wales. If you're in the Sydney area, definitely get out there and check out Olympian Gym. Mention this YouTube, and I'm sure they'll hook up with a free espresso or something like that as well, okay? When you go out there as a pre-workout. But yeah, definitely check it out, okay? So enough of that. With legs today, we are going to be hitting some basic movements, seated leg curl. We're going to be then move on to a leg extension. Then we're going to the Cybex hack squat. And then we're going to do a unilateral leg press as well, horizontal. So basic movements, but obviously a lot of fun. I will do some calves before because, as you know, my calves suck and they need some work, and I love the ankle mobility as well, along with our traditional warm-ups. So enough chatting. We'll get into it and hopefully bring you guys some absolute craziness.
Whack ass locals say the most, do the least okay. Talk behind my back to my face, ain't a peep okay. But that be outrageous, admit you did the least okay. Step out to the nines, my 3-piece ain't got a crease, okay. It's okay, it's okay.
Alright guys, so we're going to start off with some calves, some adductor and some abductor as well. So because there's 3 of us, I like to keep my obviously warm-ups about increasing mobility, but also about getting warm, putting off the buttons of the area. It's cold in Melbourne at the moment, so we want to make sure our joints are nice and warm to reduce any chance of injury as well. So we're going to do like a sort of like a giant set warm-ups as well, like I said, just to really make sure everything's full of blood and ready to go. So calves, adductor, abductor, maybe some glute kickbacks for me as well. Talking of that, you guys know how much I love the adducting machine. But I really found that over the last, since comp, I've been smashing the adductor as part of my warm-ups for probably twice a week. And although it's a warm-up, I still take it to a failure basically. So I found that my glute max has really gotten sort of a lot more development out of that movement. And I don't want to run the risk of becoming sort of asymmetric or ruin the shape of the glute. So instead of doing the abduction now, I'm just doing some kickbacks. Again, just to change the focus of that warm-up as well. So they work abductions, you know, because I can really feel that glute max, which is the outer sort of upper outer part of the glute, is really decided to develop more than I'd like, so I want to keep it all balanced. So no more abductor for me.
Feel like I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to sun these boys, can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actors. I don't fall for it, I'm privy to all your tactics. Yeah, so try again, this time take a vitamin. Yeah, invite them in, welcome to the Lion's Den. And I'm Mufasa, big boss in charge of coming in like a bull. You see me raising the stock up, yeah. So baby, you gon' need some patience. I already won, now I'm just making a statement, Damn, baby, why your mans keep hating? You asking about the cake, you here for the celebrations? And I ain't fishing, I ain't really into baiting. I know they all wish I take away they made it, but sorry I'm taking.
Alright guys, so our first exercise is standing leg curl. As you guys know, I like to start off most workouts with a leg curl, especially if I'm going to be doing any sort of squatting, because it gives me nice sort of cushioning under the leg, a lot of blood behind the knee. If we'll go into our squatting movements. Standing leg curl, 3 sets here. Start around 25 reps, and then 2 more sets with the same weight, just a failure. As always guys, you want to come down nice and aggressive, but with control. Squeeze, keep it fairly controlled, and way back up. So this is the way the machine's designed. So what I'd like to do, because I find it gets a better contraction, lean forward for me, Eva, is put this here. Now what this does is, this creates more of a stretch under the glute at the hammy, because this hamstring ties up through the glute into the lower back. So at this position here, there's a more of a stretch here at the top. I find this is a much more challenging position, and also it takes the lower back out of it by stretching it, so you can't leverage as much in that start position as much as you could if you were leant back.
My wife and seen, and that's a good life for me. And a robot. Yeah, back then there was 2 M's that said mortgages and then marrying.
Also, by having our first sort of target rep range around 25 reps at failure, and a couple of assistants on top of that, it's going to keep our weight down, which is going to be better for our joints. If we were having to look for a rep target, let's say like 8 to 12 reps, you have to go much heavier. I'm just not a huge fan of that, especially at the start of a session. I want to sort of keep the rep range a touch higher, which means less weight, but the same sort of intensity, and technically our joints should be better for it later on in the session.
Now me and my wife doing views in essence. I was outside when you.
So guys, I like to use the belt. So with this machine, has a belt. I think most leg machines should have a belt on them. I do have a portable seat belt here at the gym that I use for leg extension as well. Because I find it just keeps the hips locked in and the glutes back, which limits the amount of lower back that can be involved. So belt up, motherfuckers.
Stop and hide it. It's trying to watch you find it. Real bad man, wake up and smiling. Man, a real bad man, ask Carlos. I don't do guns and bark off. I just love God and bar off. Man, a real bad man.
So normally guys make more noise than girls. So when I train with a guy, they get halfway to hard and they start making all these kinds of sounds because women are silent.
Oh yeah. Yo, let's do this. Now picture homie rolling. When you open my condolence, you don't know just how I'm doing. And the signs go them broke cause they know him, but talking through it. Got him under the influence. Chillin' talking to him. But the ego bumping him out. Music I'm
7 again.
doing good a day, gonna have to get explicit.
Cold. Don't stop, keep going. 2 more now. 10. 2. 5 now. Let's go. 5. 2. Come on. Yes, all the way. All the way. 1 more. Everything. Everything. All the way. All the way. Squeeze, Eva. Squeeze. Good. Shit, okay. Every rep, squeeze. 5, 10, 4. Now we fight. 2 more. 2. Good. 1 more. 2. Everything. Harder. More. Good. 8. Come on. 7. Again. 4. Good. All the way. You give me 1 more, Hannah. Give me 1 more now. 1 more now. Dig. Go. Everything. Don't give up. Good. Give me out to little fucking playing field, yeah? It doesn't matter where you came from. Doesn't matter how much money you bank account. Doesn't matter whose daddy, who your mummy, who your friends are. Yeah, what matters is your ability to fucking give your heart. Everything, every fucking set. It's only the managing you, yeah? People lack fucking heart. And here, we give everything. We get everything. And here, we give nothing. We get fucking nothing, yeah? It's only place, level playing field. Doesn't matter. Anything else out there. In here, it's fucking therapy, meditation, it's progress, it's war, it's peace, it's love, yeah? It's fucking everything. It has to be everything. Otherwise it means nothing. Last fucking set, man. Last fucking set. I pull you through, you pull me through. Boom! Alright guys, so moving on to exercise 2. Excuse the voice, I am getting over being quite sick, battling the flu for the last 2 weeks. So, exercise number 2, leg extensions, 3 sets here. Same thing, we're going to start at 25 for that first working set. Keep it away the same for the next 2. Failure. Just keep that intensity high. The most important thing here is to keep your hips and glutes back and down. Don't let this come up at all.
Tomorrow, don't care what they say, not changing the pace. Working too hard to be last in the race. So much time in the day and it ain't none to waste. Working this hard to be one of the greats, whatever it takes. Put that on the plate. Life is a game, but we raising the stakes. Moving the bar up so high. Been on our grind for life. Bringing the light, you just so bright. We shining, letting them sound cool, but we trying to reach diamond. Hard work pays off, that's perfect timing. Changing the world with this rhyming is priceless. We got the nicest by putting the time in. Can't be the greatest, you're not even trying. What now? We on the chase to the sundown. We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. Chasing. Every day we chasing. No time to be wasted. What now? We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. What now?
This is our YouTube debut for little Hunter or Johnny Jr. This is Gabby. Gabby is an ICM pro, an IFBB, well, should be pro as well, fitness, U1, Harley Quinn. And Hunter, little 8 weeks old. And 3 weeks old, sorry. 8 weeks postpartum in your
That's
thing.
right, that's what I wrote.
Sorry, yes. Yeah. 3 weeks old. And Gabs is already back in the gym, killing it. Gabs, Johnny and Hunter are some of our favourite members here. We don't have favourites, but we do have favourites, kind of. And yeah, Gabs, Johnny and Hunter definitely are, so shout out to them. We love having them at the gym, their vibe, their energy. And we can't wait for little Hunter to grow up and join in the fun as well, absolutely. You know, and so anyway, thank you, Gabby. We want to say hi to Hunter. And this is also how I give Tunel her baby fix, because we're done at 3. There's no more, so whatever baby love T wants, she gets through the members, not through me. Anyway, thanks, Gabs.
Shit. Yes. Shit. Turn these lights up. Yeah. Black hoodie, black scully, blacked out on white floor. I've been dragging my suits, but back to my roots. I walked in this playing dice war. I still cover my ears when they hype y'all. I got no perspective. For this is social networks, another broken record. A local rep, said I'm with the locals, yeah. I'm posted with a poster, you probably got a poster, yeah. I'm not even close to that. I jazz it up, smashing, I'm packing up no shoes. Kicked out the building, eating tricks with the tricks who still trick out the building. I'm in big drops of zip lines, they stick out the ceiling. Let a flip flop and lip, I can with a gag.
Yeah, that's good. One more, okay? Don't stop. Down. 5, good. Big deep now. 4, again. Still you. 3, still you. Straight down. 2, one more. One more. Yeah, come on, cool. Let's go, show him. Show him fucking on, man. Come on, let's do it. 5.
Don't do nothing for me, ain't no one come up on my side. Heard the love came down, still look like it come up on my side. You ain't on it, you ain't for me.
Alright guys, so quick update of where we're at. After leg extensions, went to the Cybex hack squat. I've got one more set there. Slight back off set, constant tension. Slow up, slow down. So more of a time and a tension set. And the next exercise after Cybex, girls are finished, is we're going to go to the Rogers hip press, posterior hip press. So it's primarily a posterior leg developer, so you'll feel much more in the posterior. However, I believe that what I found is, anecdotally for me, when I do it single leg, I'm able to feel it a lot in the quad as well by really focusing on that knee flexion. So unilateral here, 15 to 20 reps each side, left and right. 2 sets of that each side, and we are done this workout. So we'll start with EVA first. So I like throwing these in after my main working sets, especially during like a growth phase where you've got extra calories essentially to expend. So I'm going to do 15 reps as the goal, slightly less weight, but slow up, slow down, and only 3/4 of the way up. So I'm not taking tension off top or bottom at any moment during the whole rep. And by slowing it down, it should be a slightly longer set. But the goal is 15.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same.
Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right.
Ay, please don't play no games with me, I promise I'm too much. Ay, I can never let up even if you had enough. Ay, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat this submission.
Big Kai Green-esque. Kai Green-esque, yeah. 2-hour warm-ups.
And then warm up in between every exercise.
Yeah. You seen him train?
Yeah.
Like 2-hour warm-ups. Kai Green will like train, what he says is he trains a pose. So he's like, I don't know if he still does, but he used to do this thing where he's like, okay, so I want to train the front double bicep. So he'd be like, every muscle that he wants to accentuate in the front double bicep pose, he would train that in that session. So biceps, shoulders, they say quads, everything to make that pose look better. Crazy way to approach training. I often wonder that's not what he did like when he was already big. But like, I'm always interested in what like the pros did to get big, if that makes sense, yeah? Not what they're doing when they are big, because like, I feel like they've already put that size on. I feel like what they did to get big is more important, because that's the real hard work to put the size on.
What would say the same about you?
Yeah, well,
See, right now, there's people looking at you going, well, I want to know the secret to how you got to where you got to.
yeah, but it's like my training hasn't really changed. I just always had the mindset of I'm behind, I'm the underdog. I've got to catch up. I've got to train harder. I've got to give more. When there's 1 rep left, I've got to get 2 more reps. When there's 2 more reps, I've got to get 3 more reps. If they're doing however hard they're working, I've got to work harder because I'm behind. I started late. The fat kid mentality of, half, starting to never want to be fat again, to want to be accepted, have confidence. And then now it's moved on to the same mentality of work harder, to not be that way, but to work harder, to inspire, to achieve, to, you know, motivate others to be great. When I say be great, be their greatest. So, you know, you don't have to be the greatest of all time, but you can be the baddest of all time at what you do. You know, your better self all the time, your greatest is what you can be, what you deserve to be. Yeah, and that's, like I said, people are making a fake, I think, of comparing that greatest to others. You know, well, yeah, you'll never be as great as Ronnie Coleman. It's like, well, yeah, Ronnie Coleman's once in fucking, yeah, a million lifetimes. What says I have to be as great as him? No one. You're making that comparison, not me. I want to be my greatest. I want to look back and be fulfilled. I did my best, I gave my best. Yeah, and all that is for, it's not to be better than anyone else. Yes, I compete, but 5 judges, 5 fucking strangers decide who wins on that stage. You know what I mean? So if I compete against Hannah, it's like, it's not personal. There's 5 judges who are going to decide that. You know? And then sometimes politics come into it and you don't win when you're supposed to. So it's not about beating others on stage. If that happens, you'll judge the best. Fairly, squarely, great. But what's the biggest challenge? What I'm most interested in is just being your absolute best. I know that every day you turned up and gave it all. You didn't make excuses. You didn't choose the easy way. You know, you chose the right way. They say, easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life.
Listen to crash in the distance, they coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk like the show. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling. They already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand. Ay, we on overtime, you don't need to understand. Ay, you just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play it safe. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog. Just let me relax. Stop assuming what we do.
All right, guys, so that's it for us down at OG. Leg day on a Tuesday with the Olympian squad, Hannah and Eva. As I said before at the start, if you're up in Sydney, New South Wales, close by to Wetherill or the eastern suburbs, definitely check out Olympian Gym. If you're not in the eastern suburbs, on a day off or a weekend, make the drive. It's definitely worthwhile. Mention one team or mention this YouTube, you saw it. And like I said, I'll make sure I shout you a free coffee as a free workout as well. But huge thanks to Eva and Hannah. Second time this prep they've been down to OneGym. You made the trip down, put in the effort, put in the time to work in their posing, work in their training, working their mindset as well. It's a real credit to them because often this is the time where a lot of people, when it doesn't mean enough to them, they'll use it as an excuse to sort of go off track or to withdraw as well. But they're putting themselves out there, getting down, getting amongst it, and getting more involved and more, invested into their own prep as well. So for me as a coach, for someone who supports them, it makes me want to put more energy into them, to see them do better, because I love that effort. I love seeing that, like I said, investment in their prep, in their lifestyle, and their mindset. So, thank you guys.
Thanks, Mike.
For coming down.
Thanks, Mike.
They kill it all the time. Quads are fucked as well. We'll get up there, definitely to Olympian Gym, and do some sessions and some camps from up there. So if you're watching from up at Olympian Gym or New South Wales, when you see us advertised at training camp, come get amongst it. Literally what you saw is a taste of what you'll get at the training camp. And all we try and do there is really just bring out the best in you, and show you that you always have another level to go to, another gear to move up to as well. Okay, so to bring the best out of you and your training and take your physique and take your mindset to a new level. As always, a big shout out to Corey FD Media behind the lens, thank you so much for all your content, your graphic design, your content creation. Check out FD Media on Instagram, Corey Freeman. Absolutely amazing at what he does. I know he only works with a very limited clientele, but if you mention OneGym or if you shoot at OneGym, I know Corey will always make time to fit you into his busy schedule as well. And guys, if it hasn't already been announced by the time this releases, we've got some really exciting news for you concerning OneGym and IFBB Season B. So I won't say too much in case it hasn't been released yet, but if it has, you know what I'm talking about. And I am pumped for Season B, pumped to keep supporting the IFBB Pro League, pumped to keep supporting our athletes. We've got 25 athletes from one team, one gym combined, competing at Season B at Victoria, at Adelaide, and at New South Wales, at Queensland, and of course at the Nationals. So we'll be at every single show, OneGym, supporting the athletes, supporting the federation, and doing our bit to give back. So really, really pumped for the season to come as well. Until then, until next time, thank you all for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell us all what you like about today's session. You know, drop a comment down below if you've been to Olympian Gym. Drop a comment down below if you've ever met Hannah or Eva, and tell us, you know, any funny story you might have about them and their training up there as well. But please share this, guys. You know, help us keep bringing you more content because we love it. And the more feedback we get, the more we'll keep bringing. So until next time, from OneGym, much love, and we out.